Alright, so today we're going to continue having fun with partial fractions. This one is not as fun though, so let's just dive into it. Here we kind of had factored on top. I don't really like to deal with equations like that, so I'm going to distribute the x. We're going to get 3x minus 5x squared. Right, and then we're going to have 3x minus 1, x minus 1 squared. So here you can see we have a repeated linear term, and we have a regular linear term, and then we have a polynomial up top. So we're going to split this up like we normally would. We're going to get a over 3x minus 1 plus b over x minus 1 plus c over x minus 1 squared. Right, because of that repeated one, we have to repeat our solution, or our term here. So here we just want to solve for our a, b, and c, multiplying by the lowest common multiple on the bottom, which in this case is going to be x minus 1 squared, 3x minus 1. You multiply all those out, right? This one's going to cancel with the a, so you're just going to be left with an a, x minus 1 squared. And then you multiply out the x minus 1, you're just going to have a b, right? Only one of the terms is going to go away, so we're going to get x minus 1, 3x minus 1. Right, and then we're going to get a c, the x minus 1 squared is going to cancel, so we're going to get c, 3x minus 1. Again, I like to deal with it in these terms. I think it's easier to write the equations that way. Right, so here we're just going to expand it out. We're going to get a x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus a b. We're going to have 3x squared minus an x minus a 3x plus a 1. And then we're going to have a c times a 3x minus 1. And again, we want to compare our quadratic terms with our linear terms with our constant terms. So we're going to get a 3x minus 5x squared. So let's start with the quadratic terms, right? We're going to have an x squared here, 3x squared, and there's no quadratic term here, so we're going to have a plus 3b. That would be equal to negative 5. And then we're going to have our linear terms, right? So we're going to have a negative 2a. We're going to have a minus 4b, right? That's a minus 3x minus x. And we're going to have a plus 3c. So we're going to have minus 2a minus 4b plus 3c is equal to 3. And then we're going to have our constant terms, right? A, b, minus c. And that's going to be all equal to 0. So for these, there would be an easy way to, so if we multiply, let's say we want to get rid of the c, right? So we're going to multiply by 3. We're going to add it to that row, or to this line. So we're going to get, right, we have to multiply by 3 on both sides. So we're going to add it to this top one. So we're going to get, whenever we do that, that's going to be an a minus a b, right? And that minus 3 is going to cancel. So we're going to get equals, right? We're going to add 3 times a 0, so we're just going to add 0. So a minus b equals 3. And now we have an a plus 3b is equal to negative 5. So now let's do the same thing, right? It just so happens we can multiply them up again. Let's multiply by 3, multiply by 3, so that we can cancel out this b, right? You can cancel out the a, but I don't really want to. I don't want to multiply by negative. So multiply by 3 on both sides. We add these two together. You get that 4a, right, minus 3b plus 3b, that's 0. And then a 9 plus a negative 5 is equal to a 4. Right, so a is equal to 1. So now that we know that a is equal to 1, we can plug it into our equation. So a plus 3b is equal to negative 5. That would mean that 3b is equal to negative 6. So then b has to be equal to negative 2. Just solving for b. Now we can solve for c. We can choose either one of these equations. These ones have constants, and I don't like adding numbers together, so I'll just choose that one, the bottom one. A plus a negative 2 minus the c is equal to 0. Right, and this 3 we only multiplied for convenience to add, so I'm not gonna we're not gonna plug it in there. So we get a negative c is equal to a 2 minus 1. Negative c is equal to minus 1. Or sorry, plus 1. C is equal to negative 1. There's a bunch of different ways you could potentially solve for that system of equations, but that's how I chose to solve it. Pretty easy. So now that was just the partial fraction decomposition. Right, now we plug them into our equation. So a is 1 over 3x minus 1. Our b is negative 2 minus 2. And then our c is a minus. And again, we're integrating, so we can't just find the solution of the partial fraction decomposition. We actually have to integrate it, unfortunately. Doing that is going to give us so this one we're going to have let's say u is equal to 3x minus 1. Our du is going to be 1 over 3, so we're going to get a 1/3 ln of 3x minus 1. Our 2 here, we're going to have a minus 2 ln of x minus 1. And this one, we're going to have to use a u, but we're going to get a u on top, so it's going to be plus a 1 over x minus 1 plus our constant. And so that should be the final solution. Again, the hard part was just finding our a, b, c.